Hey, live on Pat Soundbytes Unplugged podcast. Keeping new music alive is what I do. And talking to great people. I always do this wrong, Dave. Wait, it's this way. Where is he? This way. See, I'm still learning this too.
Over
Talking
here.
to talking to great folks like this guy, great singer, an amazing singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, Grammy winner. You can't go anywhere without hearing this guy's voice. The number one hit back in 1982. He's the voice of the great song "Eye of the Tiger," and he was featured in. Write my notes down. They featured all the Bud Light commercials.
Oh yeah.
Real Men of Genius back in
So
2000. Great,
that was so much fun.
great to have my bud back here. My first Zoom, and now my probably 400. My man Dave Bickler. How are you, my man? You look great.
I'm good. Thanks, Pat. So do you. You look great, man.
Man, it's been a long time. Dave was almost like a DJ on WVXO. We drove him crazy, either in the studio, on the phone, signing autographs at the Homestead Farm, you name it. Dave was always there for us. And
that was great.
and I always love playing every track of this solo debut album, Darklight, autographed by Mr. Bickler, I should say. And I was playing today, man, how I said to you before, Hope and Kaleidoscope, and my favorite, Always You. And great to see you. Great that you're doing well. Did you get through the whole COVID thing unscathed like most of us? I was lucky.
I wasn't totally unscathed, but I did get vaccinated and I did get COVID, but I had a very mild case of it, and I was just felt bad for like a day, and I'm grateful because I didn't have any post COVID symptoms or anything like that.
You and me both. I got vaccinated right away, and
Me too.
watching friends of mine. I'm watching friends still today with symptoms of after symptoms, and I don't know. I don't know if it's the vaccination. I don't know if it's a booster, but I know a few
Yeah.
people that are still suffering a
Well,
little bit today. They're not the same,
Yeah. Well, the whole point, I guess, the for me, I believe the vaccination it would protect you from the worst, outcome. It's not that you might not get COVID, because so many people I know got COVID, but some people that I know didn't get vaccinated. Most of the people that I know did, and if they had COVID, they had a mild case of it.
Yeah, no, I think I had a touch of it, but I wasn't sure. But I got vaccinated right away, and
Yeah.
we went on a cruise, and I remember folks texting me, and Pat was too cheap to buy the Wi-Fi at the time. And I didn't know, you're on a boat, you're in the middle of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you get a million messages.
It's real expensive.
I didn't, I didn't want to be bothered. And
No, right. Last thing you want to do is go on vacation and then be on your.
But the minute we got into Puerto Rico and we were flying back to JFK, are you off the island? Oh my God. And I'm like, what are these people freaking out about? And then, a week later, Aruba, everything was shut down. We don't want anybody here on our island bringing anything. It could really do, my goodness, a lot of damage to a place like Aruba or St. Kitts or any of those beautiful tropical islands when people walk in and go to a few places, and before you know it, everybody's got it. So, yeah, no, I get it. But great to see you. I missed you in May. I got an email that says, "Hey, there's a place called Factory Records. They got 5 shows going. You want to do an interview?" And I'm like, "Well, who is it?" And they said, "Dave Bickler." And I almost fell off the chair. I go, "Yeah." And then my wife goes, "No, I've interviewed you, but I know we were away that week." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh," but it was good to see that you were out and about. I think you were in Mexico City. I know you spent time in Europe. I saw pictures with you and Joel Turner or Paul Scatino, and so that's good.
Paul Sortino. He's so funny. He's so fun. He's great. And Paul, larger than life, Paul.
Absolutely. So during the whole COVID thing, what kept you going? Were you writing a lot? Are you? I know. I'm thinking you probably got a lot of songs on the shelf looking to
I've got
release soon.
got too many, too many songs.
Well, if they're anything like this album, I got plenty of time to play them.
Well, I think I've got some good ones. I do think I've got some good ones. There is something to be said for, you just keep trying, and you write stuff, and some stuff doesn't turn out, and then once in a while something comes along that really just comes together, that you feel, wow, that's a good ride.
Well, a lot of these songs that you wrote written during COVID, or you had them
Oh yeah,
previously?
yeah, because there was staying
Nothing to
home
do,
all the
right? So I
time,
might as well write.
not seeing people.
Yeah, I didn't know if I would ever go to another live show again. I'm like, is this really happening? And I got
Right.
into playing new music, and I'm telling people, no, put it out, put it out. And it's so crazy that you're so used to putting out an album, and I'm sure going out and touring and not being able to promote it. Should I put it out? Should I not put it out? And
Oh yeah, it was crazy. It was, yeah. I didn't think we would. I didn't think I'd ever go in a crowded place of any kind ever again. But lo and behold, after it did finally subside, and now if there's a lot of people, like on the train or something, I actually would still probably put my mask on. If it was a lot of people.
I remember going to Daryl's house here locally and just hugging everybody, with a mask on. Like I'm like, are we ever actually gonna do this again? And it's just the world is so crazy, all these wars and battles. I was blessed to not only introduce Edgar Winter actually at Daryl's house, but
Wow.
I did a great interview with him. He put out an album called Brother Johnny, a tribute to his brother Johnny Winter. And I said
Yeah.
to Edgar, you know what? Why is it? Why is it that for an hour and a half we can go to a theater, go to the Chappaqua Performing Arts Center, or go to MetLife Stadium, and for 2 hours you can be with strangers and have such a great time singing song, high-fiving people. Why can't that just carry out into the world? All this
I
craziness, it just
that,
drives me
that's a wonderful thought, and I wondered the same thing, because it's just, man, when there's evil afoot, it's just, what people will do to their fellow human being is just, I cannot fathom it, man.
nobody wins. And thank God we have music like
Thank God.
what you put out on Darklight, and what I can't wait to hear. Is it an EP? Is it an album, Dave? Can you share a
Well,
little bit?
well, we're going to make an album out of it, but we probably will release like an EP first, because that seems to be a good thing to do. Just to get some new music out there, and maybe get people interested in it. So we probably will do that, but it'll end up being a whole album in the end.
It seems like I'm interviewing everybody every day. It's like I seem to the trend seems to be put out the single, put
Yeah.
out a single, put out a video, let it go for a couple months, and then keep getting to people, giving more, giving little bits, and then
Yeah, I think that's
getting to see you live and stuff like that.
the nature of the medium now. I mean, it's just changed. It's so, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Any idea when the release date, or when you want to begin to put it out?
No, yeah, we're really close. We're really close. Yeah.
You're still working with that guitar player behind
Yeah,
me, the
that guy,
wonderful Steve.
Stevie D. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, we're working together now. That's how the Dave Bickler Band came to be. Was because of that factory record, show that we did. It was like, well, that sounds good. Maybe we should do it again. So, and luckily I found some wonderful people that are willing to put in their time to play with this. And so it's I really think it's a really great band.
I remember when we spoke about it, because like I said, you were doing a lot of shows in Europe and festivals here and there,
Yeah.
Greece, I want to say.
Yeah,
And it was hard if you don't have like the 3 or 4 guys to say you're in a band. I know other bands or even a solo artist, they would send their music to like somebody and they would get these hired musicians to know all your music. So when you get there, meet them, you rehearse once and they
yeah,
got it, you know? And
yeah,
this
yeah.
makes it a little bit more structured and having guys like Steve and
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of shows like that. They were there was a myself and other people, performing together, like Joe Lynn Turner, now we but the icons of classic rock with Paul Shortino and Fran Cosmo, and that's all fun. There's a great band. They always have a really good band, but it's not quite the same thing, as when you get together with somebody and really sit down and really work on the music and it's there's a different reward for that, because it gets really, things happen with really good musicians. You start getting some stuff going on.
and these guys understand really the elements and the cores of the song a little
Yeah,
bit better than some hired musician. Not that I'm making certainly hired musicians for folks to be able to do that. I think that's great. So who
yeah,
do we get to see on November 4th at the Chappaqua Performing Arts Center? I want to say you can go get your tickets right today. General admission, November 4th starts at 8. Go down, take a trip down to the town of Newcastle and get to
yeah.
see this wonderful guy.
Chappaqua specifically, where I live.
Nice.
Nice.
And who's in the band besides Stevie D there?
Well,
And
there's
I'm
it's
blocking.
no, Kevin Humphries is playing bass, and it's Bill Orico who is playing drums, and Solon Lerner playing keyboards. These are all like just wonderful musicians, man, and they're really also really nice people. We're having a lot of fun putting it together, and we're looking forward to that. Our first show. I mean, the first sort of full on thing.
It's on my calendar, buddy. You're going to see me jumping up and down.
Okay.
In the set list, you have to throw in Always You or Hope or a couple of the tracks
Oh yeah,
from
no. Oh yeah, no.
Darklight.
We are indeed. We're going to play a number of songs from Darklight, including Hope and Magic and Kaleidoscope and what else? I can't remember. But
See you
yeah,
green.
yeah. We're gonna play a bunch of my original stuff as well as.
Excellent. And one of the, I think it was under the flyer, maybe on your Facebook or Instagram, I forget which one, said, come to this show, catch Dave now before they go on tour. So do you have plans to just go on the road and take the guys out and see what happens?
We do. That's what we're working towards. Yes, that's what we would like to do. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm sure you miss it. I mean, once you get on stage, I'm sure, what was it, in May or June down at the Factory Records, and then you hang out with these guys, and I mean, it's all about performing, isn't it, Dave? I mean, pretty much for a musician like yourself.
Yeah, there's something, there people would ask you, do you like to go in the studio or do you like to play live? And my answer is yes, because it's fun to go in the studio and record. That's really fun, but there's nothing like playing live. So stuff happens when you're playing live with really good musicians and players that it's just magical. I love being in the middle of that. That's what when I remember when I was really really young, when I we formed a little band in 8th grade. It was like wow, it seemed so magical to me then, and it still does.
I'm sure there's no better feeling than feeling the energy of the audience
Yeah.
singing back some of the songs that you're singing to us out there. I mean, a lot of folks said they missed that, with the whole COVID thing. Great to be back
Yeah.
on say. I mean, some folks, some bands were saying, I get to the airport and I see, another bandmate, I'm hugging them. I'm like, we're making an album via Zoom, and it's not this. It can't be the same, right, Dave? You miss the ingredients when you got everybody together in a studio compared to sending files back and forth. You get a chance to miss the magic of somebody's Stevie doing something. He goes, "Hey, Dave, try this, try that." You can't do that via Zoom.
No, you really can't. At least I can't. It just, yeah, that's really difficult. I mean, yes, you can do stuff remotely, but it's fun being in the studio, physically in the studio, and hearing that come back at you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see a few bands do like a live stream, but it's all about the making sure your connection good, that the music, the sound is perfect. And with the internet, you don't know what you're getting anymore. It could buffer, it could not buffer. I mean, you got to
Yeah,
hire a really.
yeah, that was a thing for a while, right? But fortunately, fortunately, the pandemic subsided, and people were able to go out, because there's just nothing like going out and seeing it, with other people together. And
And for the new album, Dave, did you play all the instruments as you did with this guy for the most part, and you went to a studio and
all,
got guys, or?
no, I played some guitar on it, like I did before, and but Stevie does the heavy lifting in that, and of course I had a expert drummer playing, including Billy, and also Ryan Hoyle. He played on some stuff on this, on we're tentatively calling it Gateway. That's the working title, which I kind of like, because it's sort of like gateways are things you go through in your life, usually not knowing you went through one, that you went through a gateway.
I
That's
like
something
that.
happened. It's also a great science fiction book that I really love, by Frederick Poole, called Gateway. So there you go.
Did you take the photo picture of something that you could throw on the cover like you did with this one?
Yeah, I did. I have actually mocked up a cover that I actually is my photos that I took, and I took advantage of the ability to take an object and copy it and then paste it into another photo, which is that's a lot of fun. So, with the little angel, it's actually my mother-in-law's had this little. She's got these little figurines, and it's a little angel figurine, only it has playing a guitar. So I'll show it to you.
Okay. How are you doing with the vocals? I mean, look, I met you. I know you a little bit. People that hopefully get a million people need to watch this and go viral and support this guy. How do you take care of those amazing vocals, Dave?
Well, I got some exercises that I went to. I was having trouble with my voice. I was getting hoarse a lot, and my stamina was not good. So I went to Mount Sinai, to the doctors there, and Andrew McCabe was one of them, and they helped me out with that. And he gave me some exercises to do. It's these simple, like, things you do 3 to 5 times a day, which I find, for me, is like miraculous, at getting your voice in shape and keeping it in shape. It's just you go, you do that like 5 times, and then you do this other version of that, and you do that repeatedly every day, and it really seems to be really, really helpful to me.
You sing often in your studio just to keep it going, to make sure you still have it for the most part?
I do. I like it anyway, because I like hearing it, through, I've got a good signal chain here, that I can really hear myself. So yes, I do it. And it's also a good thing to sing, to sing regularly. If you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Yeah, no, I've been blessed to talk with Paul Rogers, and I said, Paul, and he said hydration.
Great Paul Rogers.
The great Paul. He sang on my it was my birthday at the interview. And
Did he?
Paul Rogers is singing happy birthday to me. And I'm like,
my
this really happened. But I said, Paul, how do you're the voice of Velvet. How do you do this? And he said, sleep and hydration.
Those are good too.
I remember,
clean living.
Mark Slaughter. I remember meeting Mark and talking to Mark, and he said talking is worse. Not worse. Well, talking is harder on the vocal cords than singing.
Yeah.
So he said, I could do 10 interviews, but I can't do a show that night. And after I do a show, or I have a couple of shows, I try to really minimize talking to the crowd. I'll sign everything. I'll take a picture. I'll say hi. But it's my main instrument, and I gotta, and folks realize that, would think.
Oh, you would think, but then again, people do. They would like to talk to you. So yeah, you have to try to keep that within reason. If you got another show coming up, if you've got one coming up the next day, yeah, go to bed. Don't go out. Go to bed. Go to sleep. Drink water. Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, you think about growing up when I used to have dark black hair. I'm a dinosaur, and going to shows in the 70s or the early 80s, and bands were like every other night. Nassau Coliseum, Madison Square Garden, Brendan Byrne Arena, back to somewhere else, and it's every other night or every night, and you say to yourself, man, how did these guys really do it? Now you wonder where the drugs and every other thing came in or whatever was going on back then. And today it's all about health. The bands are sounding better. The vocalists are sounding much better. Besides, no drugs, no, and they're getting the rest, and they're not. I was talking to the guys with Leonard Skinner, and they fly up on the weekend. They do the shows Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They fly home. They're home with their families, their grandchildren. None of this million shows all in 1 week. It's just way too much.
It's way too much. Yeah. You got to get some rest for sure. That's critical for maintaining good vocal hygiene, if you will.
How many shows do you like to try to get done during the like a course of a year, Dave?
Well, I mean, yeah, there's no crazy stuff like that in my life anymore where I'll go out for those, multiple shows in a row and do those traveling between. But we'll do a couple in a row, and then go home, and then maybe, it's like on the weekends, kind of. It's like that,
Yeah, I think, I was freaking out going, oh my God, another band farewell tour. But then I get the chance to talk to one of them, and they go, Pat, it's not, I will always perform, Elton John. I got to talk to Davy Johnstone, lead guitarist for 100 years. I said to Davy, tour, I'm going to go see you down in Long Island. Oh my goodness, Elton John. And he says, it's the touring. Elton and the band will always be together and perform here or there, charity events. But it's the touring that is like, the road every night, hotel, this or that. It's, and
it's brutal.
And everybody's not getting any younger, so
not me.
Not me either, my friend. Not me either. With the getting back to the new album, are you working on putting out a video at all? Working on that end of it?
Yeah, we definitely will. Yeah, we definitely will. We'll make a video for this record with the band, so it'll be great.
Put on a calendar. Now I got to play actor, go to a studio, act like you're singing, got to play all that bit. You did that with the Bud Light commercials. So no surprise with you, right?
I'll tell you, man. That was some crazy stuff, man. It was and then I thought, I didn't think I'd ever do that again. Then I ended up doing that crazy Super Bowl commercial with Post Malone. It was really fun too. He was really fun to hang out with.
How many years ago was that? I mean, I never even heard of Post Malone until like maybe the last 5 years.
Listen, that guy's really talented. He really is. He's a really talented guy.
Like kids, they know what I love: rock, classic rock, pop, blues. I mean, I love I started in country music, and my daughter would say, "Dad, you got to listen to hip hop. It's not too bad." And then I see Post Malone put out an album with Ozzy Osbourne. And it's like, you know what? There is no more genres anymore. You know what? Doesn't matter. It's music is music,
That's right. I think that's great. I like somebody asked, what kind of music do you like? I like good music.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. Well, a guy like yourself shouldn't have to be narrowed down to a specific genre of what radio station's going to play your music or not. I look at you, you're a rock guy, Eye of the Tiger, and then you got great stuff on your soul record that could play top 40, it could be all over the place. You shouldn't be just narrowed down to one.
Well, I think maybe because for better or worse, there's a certain freedom now of an artist that you really can be what you want to be. You don't have to get nailed down in a genre. You can be unique.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Taylor Swift story, she wanted to be a pop star, and folks told her parents and her, go to Nashville, start in country. You can get on the radio easier compared to the competition of everybody wanting to be a pop star. And it obviously worked out for her that she's able to cover multi-genres. So, yeah, no, I don't think you should have to be listed into, he's only, like I said, when Ozzy's doing working with Post Malone, it's going to be all over the place.
Perfect sense, though. Somehow that makes perfect sense. They're
right?
both unique people. They really both unique people, So.
And the songs are great. I mean, the songs are different.
Yeah.
I look at Jelly Roll. I mean, my wife's like, I'm like, who is Jelly Roll? I mean, I like a jelly donut. Jelly Roll. And then I watch the guy and I go, wow. I mean, know his history and all the trouble he went through in prison. And the guy's got some good songs, and he's great with the great with the audience. He loves the kids and the vets. And I mean, how can you not like somebody like that? So
I don't know.
So any other projects that you're working on before we get to see you down in your hometown there?
No, this is keeping me busy right here. So, we're all working hard on this. So
guys are calling you, say, Dave, come on, let's rehearse again one more time.
We definitely got, we got a bunch of still got rehearsals to go here before the show.
I remember seeing a video, I think it was on your Facebook a while ago, where you were at a show and you got to play the flute. I want to say it was like a Beatles song or something.
Yeah, it was like a Beatles cover thing. So Stevie D said, "Hey, Dave, you want to come and do this thing with me a bit, in a couple of nights?" So I said, "Oh, okay." So I got to play flute, and people got a kick out of that. So it's like, "Hey, you're playing flute! Wow!"
Yeah, wow. You I didn't know that. Well, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of
happened to have.
There you go.
Hey?
Yeah, I think it was what was it? You got to hide yourself. You got to hide your love away. It was something like that.
Great John Lennon song. Oh man.
Any flute on a new album?
Not yet. trying to talk Stevie into it.
Oh, well, Stevie had a good album that I chatted with him featuring Mr. Corey Glover of Living Color.
Yeah,
man. Great. So, I mean, I know Stevie as a producer, but it's going to be great to see him being as an amazing guitar player on stage.
Oh yeah, no, he's a fantastic, his live performance. He's really got, a mastery of all kinds of, gets all these cool sounds and stuff. He's really amazing.
It's got to be cool. Were you recording the album in his studios?
Of course, and remotely too. Some stuff, we are doing some of that. Of course, I'll sing. Maybe I'll sing a vocal here, and then we'll come in and maybe I bring my same microphone so we can set it up, and it's like that. So we do some back and forth, but the heavy lifting's mostly done there.
I would think between you and Steve that you got a great variety of guitars and different sounds that you can use and try out and know. Let me try, this Gibson SG compared to a Strat, and
through a Bogner or a Marshall, or he's got all kinds of toys over there.
And you're the producer of your album, or Steve?
No, Stevie's the nominal producer. I mean, we work together on the production, but he's official. He's the official getting it down on zeros and ones.
It's great to have that type of partnership with a guy as talented as Steve, and he could say, "All right, we're done with this song, Dave," instead of, well, maybe we should try this or try that. Somebody to say, you got it. We got the finished product without pulling your hair out. What are we missing? Maybe we should add on. And some people say you get so carried away that you forget what the intent was with the song. And you need sometimes somebody to say, stop, time out, you're good, you're good. So
that's very true. And having said that, we will, that maybe it's just missing that one little thing, some part, and we'll do that. And we're able to do that as we go along, and without interrupting the flow or what the original idea was. And so it's pretty great working over there with Stevie.
I a while ago I read an article and they were talking about Eye of the Tiger, and a vocalist, and I forgot who it was, said that is such a difficult song to sing, different vocal styles and ranges. And I wanted to ask you about that. It's like, it's the Steve say, hey, Dave, try it this way, or hit this octave, or breathe that way when it comes to stuff like that?
Well, not those kind of mechanics, but he'll tell me to try singing, at that point, how about trying going up, or go do this, or ad lib, or change the melody. We do that all the time, and he'll suggest stuff to differentiate, like a section or a verse or a chorus or a bridge or something, that we do it differently, or that's a bridge that's instrumental. I said you should be singing in there, and so we'll do that, and try it.
Is Eye of the Tiger that difficult to sing, Dave? Could anybody? I mean,
it's not the easiest song in the world to sing.
Yeah, no,
it has a certain swing to it, too, that you have to sort of capture, and you kind of got to lean back into that a little bit, not push it too much, and sort of wend your way through it to make it, in my opinion, to make it come out right.
Well, I think you did a heck of a job. It came out right. Grammy winner, hit #1 song in 1982. Is there anybody that you listen to today, Dave, when you get in the car that's got your interests, or your wife says, listen to this person, or your kid, or?
Let's see. I'm listening to stuff all the time. I mean, I can't even say particularly like any new artist. There was a small, what was that? One Step to Pluto. What's the name of the band?
Those kids from Canada. Yeah, I watched them. Man. A Short Walk to Pluto. Something like that. A Short Walk to Pluto.
A Short Walk to Pluto. Thank you. Yes.
I watched them on Instagram. I go, who are these?
They're kids. They're so mature. I mean, it's ridiculous musically. You know what I mean? It's yeah.
You get a chance, go see the Three Girls from Mexico, The Warning. Now, the parents, they started playing lead guitar, singer, bass player, the three sisters, and then a drummer. And I remember the first video they put out, they were like 10, 8, and 6. And they did Metallica's Sandman. And I go, wow. And today I went down to the Gramercy Theater, Irving Plaza, and I got to see them this year in May, end of May. And oh my goodness, Dave, now they're like 20, 19, 18, and they're taking the world by storm. I mean, they write their own music, and they're incredibly talented and internationally known. They sell out everywhere. It's like,
well, I'll get right on that. That's so uplifting.
You get to write down, check out the girls of around here in New York. Plush, Plush, Plush. The girls of Plush opened up.
I got The Warning and I got Plush. I got The Warning and Plush.
And Dirty Honey.
I'm gonna have to start writing stuff down.
I'll text it to you. I'll email it to you. But there is, people say rock is dead, music is dead.
I don't think so. Those young people, they're playing rock, they're playing music, they're writing music. Yeah.
It's great to hear these. Somebody said to me during COVID, a lot of the music stores were like, the instruments were selling out because people were looking to gravitate to do something, and kids were grabbing a guitar or grabbing an instrument.
So we finally found an upside to COVID. Finally.
We certainly
That's
did.
so fantastic. Wow.
Well, November 4th at the Chappaqua Performing. What kind of venue? Is it a small venue, Dave?
Oh,
A small theater?
it's 425 seats, I think. It's a beautiful theater. You know, it's got nice acoustics. It's, you know, it's got a theater with seating going up. You know, and it's just a really nice place. Good, you know, good acoustics. It's going to sound really good.
It's going to be great. Dave could just walk out of his house, go to the theater, and walk home for a
Yeah,
change without having to.
I can almost walk there.
Well, you don't have to deal with New York traffic, New Jersey traffic, getting on
Yeah,
a plane.
thank
It'd be
God.
nice to get back into your own house that night and go, okay, that was fun. Let's do that again.
And of course, I've got like my extended family's all coming in town.
Oh, yeah, no pressure, Dave, right?
No, right, no pressure.
Right. The meet and greet goes around the plaza, around the theater. Everybody wants a picture with Dave.
My mother-in-law is going to be here. She's great too, by the way. But yeah, I got my mother-in-law, sister-in-law. You know, it's a crazy.
Well, your friends up here are going to come down too.
My brother too. My brother and sister-in-law and their daughter. They're also coming.
Oh, we got the Bickler, the first section, the orchestra section, the Bickler family, and then everybody else in the back. But that's all good. You can get your tickets, Dave, online at Chappaqua Performing Arts Center, or can they go to your website? Where can they go get the tickets?
Yeah, no, it's Chappaqua Performing Arts Center. They got a ticket thing there. You can go there and get tickets if you want to go.
It's all general admission, right, Dave? No seats.
Right? Yeah, I think so.
First come, first served. Doors open every 30
going to a
minutes.
movie.
It starts at 8 o'clock. Doors open at 7:30. Get there. Support Dave. Can't wait to see you, my friend. A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun. Great to
Thanks, Pat. Look forward to
wait
seeing.
to make our Zoom premiere friendly work.
Sure, let's do that.
All right, check him out. Go check this guy out. Catch him. Wait till he comes out with the album. Catch him if you're in New York or if you want to fly to New York. Check him out on November for it. My man, Mr. Dave Bickler. Everything on Dave. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff, and on his website, davebickler.com. We'll see you on the 4th, my man.
Thanks, Pat.